What's up, everyone? August 2nd, Wednesday, and we're here getting it. Took a few days off. Phone was completely destroyed. Green screen, just highlight, a bunch of things flashing. I could barely get into it. I was able to text or call sometimes. Lost all my contacts. I, for some reason, didn't have them backed up, which, I don't see how that's possible. Whatever. Insurance, had to call them, then had to wait on that, get a new phone sent, wait on that, etc., etc. But we're here. I got this nice case, so that way if I do drop this thing, it's indestructible, which is cool. But last night I took my son out, and this was the first time going out with him since I've been released. It was awesome. We went to Dave & Buster's. Roles were kind of switched. I became the student, he was the teacher, so he taught me how to play, the new Alien game, Ghostbusters, the world's largest Pac-Man, which I question, because I feel like somewhere out in the world, like China maybe, there's a huge movie theater size screen with Pac-Man on it that these kids are going crazy. I mean, it was a pretty big screen. It was a pretty big the biggest Pac-Man screen I've ever played on. But the largest in the world, I don't know. Dave, Buster, I don't know. I'm questioning. But anyway, so we had a great time. I will share this. This was pretty cool. We're going to check out. We have our tickets, and we don't print. It's on a card. So you scan the card. It tells you how many tickets that you have, and we had 200 and some. And we looked around the shop, and we could buy I think a bracelet was $75. I think that was the lowest thing. You could maybe a pencil or something. And so I said, well, do you want one of these? Do you want a bracelet? Do you want a pencil? It's all we got. We're limited right now. And he's like, no, we got to use strategy here, Dad. He's like, why don't we save our tickets until next time, and then whatever tickets we win next time, we can then throw these on with those, and there'll be even more, and we can get a bigger prize. So my 7-year-old son exercised delayed gratification. I freaking love it. I always had a problem with that. I was very impulsive. I want something. I want it now. So for him to just say, no, I'm good, we can walk out of here empty-handed. I know that this is going to go towards next time, which is going to be even better. I was very impressed with. I thought that was very cool. So after that video, or after Dave & Buster's, we walked across this. Well, we couldn't walk, but we went to Ocean Air. Nice restaurant over there. Big shout out to Ocean Air. It's a Landry's affiliate restaurant, and so we had a great time there. Great food. It was a little bit later, so he's like, "There's no one here." I said, I rented the whole place out for us, man. This is a special occasion." So, but we enjoyed ourselves for sure. Very grateful for that night. So we woke up this morning, and we had some breakfast. We walked the dog. We are going to go to a park and maybe even go swimming a little bit. I have work tonight, so he'll be going back with his mom this afternoon. But just a great day. So this video right here, what I want to go into, this was a game changer for me. The part 2 of the 3-part series on the server enhancement outline, that's going to be coming. I'll be putting that out in the next couple days. This video is it's called the 3 perspectives. So before I went to prison, the old lifestyle I was living, my perspectives on many different areas were horrible. The way I viewed myself was just bad. I put a facade on is what was going on, but it was, how your self-esteem can only be so high when you're selling and doing drugs every day. The way I viewed the world around me was negative. And of course, with the lifestyle I was living, and then the way I viewed my future was non-existent. So, but when I went to prison, I realized that I was kind of changing my outlook on a lot of things, and that allowed me to just grow at a very quick pace. I believe it allowed me to quickly see there's way more out here. There's something to this, and I was attacking self-growth in all out. Every class I could take. I was exercising many different things that necessary, that on the day-to-day, just like going the extra mile, doing extra work here, helping this person out, coaching or talking with this person about something he's going through, obviously doing speeches and joining the Gavel Club, which is an offshoot of Toastmasters International. I was averaging 3 books a month. 3 books a week that would have been nice, but 3 books a month, positive self-help books, studying, taking notes on those, breaking those down, mastermind groups, think tanks with other like-minded individuals, and coming together and just helping each other with our growth. And so, it was constant attack mode on how to get better. And how, one of the biggest things I noticed was my perspective shift. The change that I had, the outlook I had was just different. So I came up with what is the 3 perspectives. And so the first perspective is how you view yourself. And guys, I can promise you, if you start to implement these perspective changes, I promise that you're going to see results. To what extent, I don't know. Some of you will see much greater results than me because you're operating at a higher level than me. You're doing more right now. You're in a better position right now as far as maybe financially or what have you. So the impact you can make is greater. For some of you who are right now in the thick of it, who are right now struggling with addiction or whatnot, I can guarantee you, even if this allows you just to kind of step back and see where you're at and analyze it, it can help and assist with you maybe making a small change. I'm not saying this is going to get you off and get you out of your negative habits, but I can promise you that if you guys start to implement these 3 perspective changes, you're going to see results. So the first one is how you view yourself. I viewed myself in such a negative way before. I had ambitions before in my past life to be some big macho El Chapo drug dealer, which would never have happened because I'm using drugs every day too. So it's like I was just very confused. To put simply. But my self-esteem, my confidence level, everything was just low. It was, my day-to-day was based off of how much I could sell or how much I could consume or what have you. It was just a very negative thing. So my state was just low. So my perspective on myself was just, it wasn't positive. The perspective that you gotta have, the perspective that I now walk in is one of confidence, it's one of love, and it's one of greatness. I walk confidently because I know where I'm at. I love where I'm at. I love who I am. I could have never said that before. And so these were small changes, these tweaks that I had to make. And once I decided to make a change in my life, once I decided to be the best me that I could be, subconsciously, these changes started happening. Naturally, these changes started happening. The universe, God allowed these things to happen. So, trust that if you just decide, if you make a conscious decision that you want to change the way you view yourself, you want to change the results that you're getting in your life, trust the process and how it will unfold, because it did for me. So that would be the advice I give you on that. Don't think that it's going to happen overnight, but just trust that it will happen. So the first perspective change is the view of yourself. It's got to be one of confidence. It's got to be one of love. You got to love yourself. You got to know that you are a human being who adds value. I don't care what you do. You swim with dolphins at SeaWorld. You're adding value. Those dolphins freaking love you. Those dolphins probably love you way more than your coworkers do, and that's okay. That's the value you're adding. Now, obviously, you want your coworkers to love you too, so make sure you're spending some time with them and adding value to them, making their job easier or whatnot. But so the perspective change is how you view yourself, and it's got to be one of confidence, knowing that you're spending the time at your job, doing. For me, I'm confident that when I go to that table, I'm going to deliver an experience because I took the time to know my menu. I took the time to know what goes best with what. I'm taking the time to learn about my wine so I could offer, I can recommend a specific wine that would pair well with that dish. These are extras that I'm doing, so I'm confident in that. I love that where I'm at with how I look at my job and the type of work I want to do. And then, of course, greatness, knowing that yourself, that you can achieve greatness. So perspective, how you view yourself. Number 2, the second perspective change is the world around you. How do you view the world around you? Do you view it as negative? Do you view it as closed off? Do you view it as bitter? Do you view it as it owes you something? The sense of entitlement that the world owes you something for whatever reason. Do you view it as people are looking and judging you and looking in and, oh, why is he or she do it like that? Or, like, how do you view the world around you? I had trust issues on many levels before, on people trying to get over on me, use me for what I had, etc., whatever the case was. And, trust is something I still deal with. It's a very important thing for me in relationships of all kinds. And so, but it's something, this is a step that I'm definitely working on still. The perception that you have of the world around you has to be one of openness. It has to be one of invitation. It has to be one of that, when I take these steps, the universe, God, is going to allow these doors to open. I don't know exactly how and when I'm going to make the type of impact that I believe that I'm going to make. But I believe it's going to happen. I know that it's going to happen. I just don't know when yet. I have specific dates that I want certain things to happen. Will they happen on those dates? Will they happen before? I believe so. Could something else come in that's even more impactful before that? Absolutely, and I'm open to that. But the whole thing is that I believe that the world around me is one of positivity, is one of openness, it's one of abundance, and it's not closed off like I thought it was before. So the change of the world around you, and that's your peers, your coworkers, that's your family, the people you don't know, strangers, it's got to be one of positivity. You got to walk out there and you got to be confident and hey, I see somebody. Hey, how are you? Keep it moving. Just a small thing like that. I don't know you, but who cares? How you doing today? I'd say hi to every single person if they would say hi to me. But I noticed I'm always looking to say hi, and then they're walking with their head down, and I just almost get upset. I just want to what's up, man? High five or something. Whatever. All right. So second perspective change is the world around you. The third perspective change is your future. I have written down the exact house that I'm going to be living in, down to the type of tiling in the shower, how many shower heads with the bench over here, the lookout window, bedroom looking out on the lake, the driveway, my son's room upstairs, the game room, the open floor plan from the kitchen to the living room. I mean, this thing is detailed, and it's because I believe my future to be exactly this and much more, but that's just giving an example of my house. So before, I had trouble looking past a week. My future before in my last life was my re-updates. It was the time that I was going to go re-up when I needed to go get more of X or X to do what I was doing. That was my future. It was, as far as career choice, it was, what are you going to do when you get older? I'm going to be in sales. So here's a kid that's illegally selling drugs, and if you ask him what he's going to do when he gets older, his basketball dreams got shot down because he didn't hit that last growth spurt. So he just answered, I'm going to be in sales. What? I mean, nothing against sales, but that was my future? I mean, that was the rest of my life, I'm going to be in sales? I didn't have any vision. I had no clarity. I had no, now it's just my future is one of success. It's abundance. It's value. It's love. So for you guys, I say, you change your perspective of yourself to be confident, to love yourself, to walk in that to walk in that walk. Change the view of the world around you, the perspective of your world around you, to one of abundance, to one of love, to openness, to one of doors and opportunities being opened and presented to you. And lastly, change the perspective of your future and believe that if you put the work in, believe if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, that your future is going to be one of abundance and greatness. So these are the 3 perspective changes. I hope that you got something from them. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe. Let's work on this thing together. Send some comments my way, any way that we can improve. I'm definitely looking to get a real video camera and microphone soon, and maybe get some nice backdrops and stuff. So like I said, we're growing together. But I do love where I'm at. I do love this little camera. I love these videos, so I'm going to keep doing them. I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.